we interrupt your regular programming to bring you this special AM 1450 live sports broadcast.
Don't believe me, just watch.
No score on that board, Mike. Feels like a prize fight, the beginning of a heavyweight prize fight where each opponent sort of feels out the weaknesses of the other one. Yeah, each of them getting in a couple of heavy body shots along the way here. We'll see who softens up first.
Hey, oh! Wait a minute.
He's got a man open. He hits him 20 yards, 30 yards, still on his feet, 40, and he will score all the way down. Call that a 65-yard touchdown for the Catoctin Cougars. Wow, and in a sudden turn of events in the momentum of this game, on a long bomb, perfectly dropped right in the bucket from Zachary Scott. Man, he hit him in stride right over top of the defender, right into his outstretched arm. And then it was just a foot race.
Let me tell you a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up.
Musselman, shotgun formation, takes a snap, looks right. Backfield runs the draw. There's nobody around him. He's got room. He's still on his feet down to 20. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Linganore Lancer on a 50-yard run from the line of scrimmage. Quarterback draw by Nathaniel Musselman.
Come show me, come on, dance. Jump on it. If you
they go to their power NFL Pro set. They hand off to the deep back straight ahead. Touchdown, Walkersville Lions. Low man wins on that one, Dave.
Good blocking from the backfield and a nice surge from the offensive line.
Well, that was an impressive drive that started out all the way back on the 27-yard line for Walkersville, and they just shoved that ball down Patuxent's throat.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Just watch.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium here in Annapolis, Maryland. A beautiful stadium, home to the Navy. I start to say the Bulldogs. It's the Goats, the Billy Goats, right? The midshipmen, right? So anyway, we're here at the stadium, and we're going to bring you the 3A state final here tonight. Football at its finest. It has been a long journey this season. We've gotten down to the final game of the season, and Linganore, the Linganore Lancers, we picked this early on when we talked about this way back in September, the first week of September. We mentioned that there were two teams that had their eye on the Naval Academy, and one was Walkersville, and the other was Linganore. And, at the time we thought, the Linganore actually had a better shot at this because of the difficulty that Walkersville faced in the realignment of the 2A West. And here we are, prognosticators galore. And this football game is brought to you by Cousins Ace Hardware of Thermont, Brownie's Auto Care, David's Salon, Frederick County Bank, Gettysburg Auto Auction, Med One Pharmacy, and Play It Again Sports. Thank you for sponsoring tonight's championship football game. My name is Michael Betteridge. I'll be producing this game, and I'll be handing off in just a moment up to our press box to our play-by-play announcer, Michael Reinick, and our color analyst, Dave Sterin. That's our Linganore A team. The two Linganore guys know more about this team than anybody in the county, and they're going to keep you abreast of this game, all the action. We want to remind you that you can listen to this game online as well, WTHU.org. Click on Listen Live. We have two streamers there available. We've opened up 500 additional slots for those of you that want to listen on the internet. And of course, we've got the radio broadcast on 1450 AM. This is an interesting game. There are some historic markers in this. One of them is, first of all, let me just say this. Frederick County has had a team in the finals 7 of the last 8 years in this state championship. Now, that is a real credit to Frederick County football. And Linganore, tonight, if they win this game, Linganore will surpass Urbana in visits to the state final. It'll be an historic event for Linganore, not just a win, but also taking over the state record held currently by Urbana High School. It's a 30-year journey for the Milford Millers. The last time they were here was when their coach, in his senior year as a D tackle for the Milford Mills Miller, won the state title in 1987. This is their first trip 30 years to the day later. So a lot of things, important markers, historical markers here going on tonight. All right, want to remind you that the game will be kicking off we're scheduled for a 7 p.m. kickoff. There may be a slight delay. We're not sure because traffic is absolutely miserable out there getting into the stadium, and that's because this place is packed. It's filling quickly, wall to wall. The players are out on the field, so I'm going to send it upstairs to the press box. Dave Steeran, our color analyst. Dave, how's it look out on the field?
Looks like a beautiful night for football. This is a great experience for all the kids, for the communities. Just being here.
Yeah, Dave didn't have his mic on. Apologize. Dave, start that again. I'm sorry.
Look, it's a great night for football. So this is a beautiful experience for all the kids, for the coaches, really for the entire community to be able to support their high school football team playing for the ultimate trophy. You got to remember here in high school, it doesn't go beyond the state championship. This is it. There's no national championship that they play for. There's no postseason bowl games or anything like that. It's the state playoffs, and the culmination is the state championship. And for Linganore High School, they tend to be here fairly regularly. As you mentioned, they were last here in 2013 when they got beat by a very good Franklin team that was a back-to-back state championship. Prior to that, Linganore was here in 2009 and 2008. They lost in 2008. They won in 2009. And so, there's a lot of excitement going through the stands out on the field. I think for the coaches, really what the coaches are trying to do is have their players remember that, the field is 100 yards long. It's 53 yards wide. It's another football game. So they want they want everything to be, as much like it's been during the regular season. Keep the players, playing at a good level, keep their heads about them, and, hopefully have good things happen. It's a real dichotomy, too, where you think about Linganore is here so often. What did we got? 7 of the last 8 years a Frederick County team has been in the finals, and here we are looking at Milford Mill that's here for the first time since 1987. Mike Reinick, so doing play-by-play for us tonight is my colleague Mike Reinick, who is also a Linganore guy. Mike, what do you think?
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, it's going to be a great night here. You and I, we've been associated with Linganore football for a while. Dave, you've had 3 boys, and 2 of them who played in the state championship under Coach Rick Connor, and both your youngest son, my oldest son. We graduated last year, and tradition at football at Linganore High School is one great thing. I think talking about Coach Connor, maybe that's as we look at the comparison to these 2 teams, that's where they start. They have 2 very accomplished coaches. Coach Reggie White of the Milford Mill Millers, a former NFL player, and as Michael Betteridge, I think, pointed out earlier, that he is an alum of Milford Mill, and it's been 30 years since they've been in the finals, and he was on that team, and now he's brought one of his sons with him on this team. And Coach White has a very athletic team. They're 11-1 coming into this game. They're only lost to a common opponent between the Lancers and the Millers. That's Tuscarora High School. But that was the first week of the season, Dave, and as you know, lots of things change from week 1 to week 14 of the season, and there's only 2 teams left playing, so obviously these teams have been able to make the adjustments. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Coach Connor, who you've spent time on the coaching staff with at Linganore High School, Dave?
So, Coach Connor is one of the best football guys in the state of Maryland. When my sons were at Linganore, he was inducted in the Maryland Football Coaches Hall of Fame, and, since Coach Connor has taken over at Linganore High School, they've won the state championship in 2003, 2009, and I believe this is their 5th trip to the state finals under Coach Connor. Having had 3 sons that played their entire high school career for Coach Connor, he's as good a guy as there is. He cares about the kids. He knows football. He's really active in the community, and he's really that role model for a lot of these guys, for all of the guys that I would say other than the individual fathers of the kids. Coach Connor's probably the most important role model in the lives of these players, and that's what's really important. I can tell you as a parent, again, I felt very fortunate, still feel very fortunate that all 3 of my sons were able to play for Rick Connor.
And I think Coach White is a very similar presence in the Milford Mill community. And, he came back after playing. He played in the Super Bowl for the San Diego Chargers. and has a vast amount of experience and has rebuilt their football program into one of the top Baltimore County public school programs, beating Franklin this year, kind of getting the monkey off their back from that perspective. We talked a little bit about earlier the two teams that these teams have played similarly, Tuscarora and Edgewood High School. The Lancers played Edgewood early in the year and had a 36-0 victory over Edgewood. Edgewood ended up making the playoffs in the 3A North and were knocked out eventually by Milford Mill, 37-14, I think was the score. And then the previously mentioned Tuscarora. So if you look at that, you might say that the Lancers have an edge. But what do you think the keys to winning this game are for either of these teams, Dave?
So, for Linganore, traditionally, Linganore has been a run first, pass second team. When you look at their offense this year, they're a little bit more balanced than they typically are. Linganore comes in with some very good running backs. In fact, I noticed during pregame warm-ups that one of their feature running backs, number 7, Zamari Snowden, was in fact dressed for tonight's game. I don't know how much action we'll see out of him, but Zamari got hurt midway through the season. Davon Butler is their featured running back. He had 3 touchdowns in the semifinal win last week over Oxon Hill, and so I think with a balanced offense like that for Linganore, it's still really dependent upon their ability to establish the run game. Linganore's top receiver is number 10, Joey Felton. He's a transfer in from Good Counsel. He's a Linganore kid, but he's a kid that started his career at Good Counsel, and boy, I'll tell you, he's lightning quick and he's slippery. I think he clocked in one of the combines preseason this year a 4.40, and I've seen that kid make one big play after another. He hits a hole and he's explosive through the hole. Their quarterback, Ryan Lay, is a big, strong, tall kid with a real nice arm. And again, his ability to be effective, I believe, for Linganore is their ability to establish the run game. I think you've seen a little bit more out of Milford Mill, so I'll let you talk about Milford Mill.
Well, we were able to look at a few tapes, and then we have some information on them. They, too, have their star players. The quarterback, Brandon Savage, is an interesting story. According to Baltimore Sun story about the Millers, he was basically thrust into the starting quarterback role early in the season and had not played quarterback till 8th grade, yet has gone ahead and thrown for, I think it was over 1,300 yards and 13 touchdown passes. And he has a receiver, number 1, Ugo Mbase, and he is UVA bound. He's a 3-star recruit. He's going to the University of Virginia. He obviously makes plays for them. I think he has 11 touchdowns on the year. They have a running back by the name of Troy Scott. We're going to hear a lot about Troy Scott. He's rushed for over 1,000 yards so far in the season. He's their leading running back. And then they have an all-purpose guy. An all-purpose guy who's going to be a tough one, Desmond Shell. He's kind of like the ultimate matchup problem for a lot of these guys. He's small, he's quick, he's back returning kicks, he's receiving, getting jet sweeps, coming out of the backfield. He's a real big play guy for them. So that's who they're looking at to get the ball to.
So I think another thing that's going to be really important about tonight, and we're going to watch as this game plays out. One of the things that Linganore tends not to do is play that many guys both ways. So you'll see a couple of guys go both ways here and there. Joe Kolick, for example, he's an all-area tight end, had another fantastic season. He'll play both ways. He'll play defensive end. You'll see them use Joey Felton a little bit at defensive back, and he's a returner. Milford Mill is going to play a lot more guys both ways, so we'll see how that factors into the stamina come late third and fourth quarter.
All right, it looks like we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be coming back briefly. We've got about 9 minutes till kickoff. 3A state championship game from Marine Navy Memorial Stadium.
Want to know what I like best about high school sports? I love watching my son run on the field. I love seeing him smile when he high-fives his teammates. I love seeing his eyes light up when his team scores a goal. I love the fact that since he's been playing high school sports, he's making better decisions. And I love knowing that high school sports have never been safer. Why? Because coaches have more information than they've ever had. Training techniques are more sophisticated, and equipment has never been more advanced. Playing high school sports isn't just safe. It's still the best way to give your teenager a healthy head start in life. And that's something I really love.
This message about the value of high school sports is presented by the Maryland Public Secondary Schools Athletic Association and the Maryland State Athletic Directors Association.
Hi, my name is Sheriff Chuck Jenkins, and I want to tell you about a great new program on the radio, Law Enforcement Today. And the difficult challenges that law enforcement officers face today, Law Enforcement Today is a program for officers, about officers and their families, providing cutting-edge information from real experts. Law Enforcement Today tackles the important truth that blue lives matter. Tune in Tuesdays at 5 p.m. for Law Enforcement Today on AM 1450 WTHU, and tell them Sheriff Jenkins sent you.
All right, everybody, we're back here at the Naval Academy, and we're about 6.5 minutes from kickoff. The teams have come back out on the field. Looks like there's a pretty good crowd on both sides. Lancer fans seem to be a little bit louder. They're on the opposite side of the stadium from us. We're getting ready for the captains to come out for the coin toss. Dave, who do we got as captains today?
So it looks like for the visiting Lancers of Linganore, our captains are going to be number 2, Zach Willett, number 6, Joe Kolick, number 49, Luke Freeman, and number 71, Jake Booth. For Milford Mill, which is going to be the home team tonight, our captains are number 1, Ugo Mbasi, number 3, Troy Savage, number 52, Nicholas White, and number 55, Glenn Morris.
Dave, a quick note. You see that the Milford Mill team has the number 7 jersey that they take out with them for the coin flip. That would have been one of their senior players who unfortunately died in an automobile accident last year, and he's been kind of their inspiration for the season. So they take his shirt out for the coin flip. Many of the players played with him through their youth program at Pikesville for many years.
So that's pretty cool. Again, when you see stuff like that happen on a football field at the high school level, at any level, that's just fantastic stuff. And these two teams are going to come together. They're going to clank heads. It's going to be a battle. But when you see the captains come together, they're shaking hands, and it's to see that good sportsmanship in a game of this magnitude is fantastic.
Yeah, I think that, we've seen, you and I, we've seen every sport at Linganore. You've been a coach on the lacrosse team, the basketball team. When my son was there, made it to the state tournament. Once you get to this level, there is mutual respect by the teams, understanding what everybody came through. If you think about this season, the Millers were the number 1 seed, the number 1 point getter in 3A out of 3A North. And the Lancers were the number 3 point getter. The number 2 point scorer for the season was Westminster, whose only loss in the regular season was the Lancers. And then the Lancers, of course, beat them in the playoffs as well. So I think that you probably in this setting probably have the 2 best teams in 3A playing out here in the field.
Sure, and in any sport, in any state championship, teams are not here by mistake. Any team that walks on the field for a state championship, whether it's football, soccer, lacrosse, basketball, baseball, whatever it is, it's a good team. And, until you've been through it either as a player or as a coach, or for that matter as a parent or somebody else supporting the team, you really don't have a full appreciation of really all that it takes to be able to get through the playoffs and to have the bounces go the right way. Sports is an interesting thing because the best team doesn't always win. There's a lot of outcomes that are decided by different types of factors. So to have a team get to the state championship, both of these teams should come into this game very proud, and regardless of the outcome, both of these teams should walk off of this field very proud as well.
All right, and it looks like the coin toss is completed. The Millers won the coin toss, and they elected to defer to the second half. So they're going to kick off to the Lancers. The Lancers will be receiving in the open end of the stadium, so to our left as we look at the stadium from the home side. And Milford Mill will be kicking off. As we are standing here, the color guard is going out to the center of the field. We're getting ready for the playing of the national anthem.
So, one of the treats of being here at Navy Marine Corps Stadium here at the U.S. Naval Academy is the color guard is a Marine Corps color guard. And, it's nice to be able to take a pause, at a moment like this and remember where we are and see, active duty Marines here bearing the colors so that we can honor the nation with playing the national anthem.
And we're going to take a break here as the Milford Mill Band. Great rendition of the national anthem. I believe somebody was performing that live on the sideline. Not really sure. Somebody from Milford Mill. Actually, it looks like a former Miller. We're going to take a break here as we get ready for kickoff. Back in a minute on WTHU for the 3A state championship game.
Serving our community for over 50 years with quality service at a fair price, Brownie's Auto Repair employs only ASE certified technicians. Brownie's is one of only 33 shops in the state of Maryland designated as an ASE Blue Seal of Excellence repair facility. They want to help you maintain your vehicle in a manner that keeps it trouble-free and fun to drive. Stop by today. That's Brownie's Auto Repair, located on Frederick Street in Walkersville, a proud sponsor of Walkersville High School Athletics.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just about at kickoff here. The Lancers are going to be receiving. Back deep to receive, number 10, Joey Felton, number 29, Noah Grenis. And to do the kicking for the Millers is number 2, Thomas Downs. I saw some film. Downs is very good on extra points, but I think if there was an advantage for the extra point in the kicking game, Dave, I think it might go to the Lancers. Bennett Formulac was perfect on extra points last week and also hit a 32-yard field goal. So we'll see. We're ready for the kickoff here, everybody. Crowd on the Lancer side all on their feet, and we'll see. Downs approaches the ball and kicks. His kick is a line drive kick heading towards the out of bounds, but Felton fields it at about the 7. Felton cuts it up the middle and slips and falls at the 10.
Yeah, so that's interesting. That was a really effective kick for the Millers. It was kind of a squib kick, but it wasn't fielded by Felton until about the 5-yard line, and then as he went to make the cut, he slipped and lost his footing at the 10. So it's going to be Lancer ball starting out on offense, 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line.
And Dave, we also know that field position and turnovers are a big part of this game. So we're looking in the Lancers backfield. Number 3, Ryan Lay is going to be under center with number 23, Davon Butler in the backfield. And it looks like Felton started in the backfield, but then they split him out wide. Felton's got one-on-one coverage at the wide side of the field. Lay's looking for Felton. A quick stop and go. Felton catches it. He has the corner. He's to the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35, and taken out of bounds.
So that was Ugo Mbase with the coverage and the tackle for Milford Mill. And boy, I'll tell you, Michael, they had all 11 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and they had one-on-one coverage on Felton. Last week, Oxon Hill had one-on-one on Felton, and Lay hit him for a 71-yard touchdown. That's not a kid you want to go one-on-one.
All right, Lay's under center. He's now got Bruscia in at fullback with Butler in the backfield. Flowers and Felton split out. Handoff this time goes to Davon Butler. Davon Butler out to about the 38, then driven back by the center of the Millers line. It looks like they had marked the ball at the 37th. That's only about a gain of 1.
Yeah, they're going to give him, looks like they're going to spot it for a 2-yard gain. Not a whole lot of surge out of the Linganore offensive line that time. I'm watching to see when and if Milford Mill's going to make an adjustment on their defense. They literally got all 11 within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Yes, they do. They've got everybody up on the line. Lay under center. Lay fakes this time. He's looking to Kolick down the center. Kolick is tripped up, and there is no flag on the play. Wow. That really looked like might have been a game changer there.
Yeah, so the Linganore stands, the coaches, they're all kind of, they're looking for the flag on that. Kolick definitely went down, and I think that was just an unfortunate scenario where their feet got tripped up. There was nothing intentional there, and I think that was actually a good no call by the ref.
3rd and 8, Lancers have 2 receivers, Felton and Flowers, on the near side of the field. They have 2 fullbacks, 2 tight ends, Kolick. There's a fake inside. They go to Musselman. Musselman hit at the line of scrimmage by number...
I can't get
might
that
be number 56,
right,
Isaiah Hicks. He's one of their top players. Number 24, it looks like, coming to the sideline. Number
24 was in on that tackle. He just sniffed that out. That's Kevin Henson-Neal. Punting units come on.
All right, Barron to Champagne back to punt, and it will be the aforementioned number 6 for Milford Mill. Nice punt by Champagne, a directional punt down to the 30-29, picked up by Scott at the 20 or Scott at the 29 down to the 31, and that's where the Milford Mill will take over, 1st and 10.
So down there in coverage for the Lancers was sophomore number 33, Joey Bruscia. That was interesting. That punt looked like it was going out of bounds. Linganore coverage was there, and they overran it, and the returner, who was that, Shell for Milford Mill, picked it up and tried to get a return. Good coverage by the Linganore punt team there.
All right, and so here come the Milford Mill. Savage at quarterback. It looks like Scott is his running back. He has 4 wide receivers split out wide. He's in the pistol formation. And there's some motion early on. It looks like one of the wide receivers, the slot receiver for Milford Mill, jumped on the play. And that's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Milford Mill Millers, so it's 1st and 15.
So something to point out about the Linganore defense. 2 fantastic linebackers, Jackson Ambush and Luke Freeman. Luke Freeman was an all-state player last year. Came down with mono. Neither of them is on the field right now. So the linebacking core is Michael Bromley sitting in the middle for Linganore right now.
Savage gets the snap. He rolls out. Now he looks to throw back across the field. He's got a receiver deep, but the ball is overthrown. And back in coverage on that play.
That was Felton in coverage, and it looked like he was going for Shell there, number 6.
That was an interesting play. He's a left-handed quarterback, and they rolled him out left, and everybody went left except for he tried to throw back to the receiver crossing the field from the other side. A long throw, a difficult throw to make, and falls incomplete. 2nd and 15 for the Millers.
So early on you're seeing both teams with their passing action. They're looking for the one-on-one coverage, and they're trying to exploit that.
Savage is back. He's bringing number 22, Octavius Strong, in motion in front of him. So now they have 2 receivers on each side of the field. Lancers calling out their defense. Now another receiver comes, a jet sweep. It looks like it's to number 6. Number 6, Desmond Shell. Jet sweep, gains about 2, maybe 3.
Sitting reading that very nice for the Lancers was linebacker Joe Kolick, who came across. Also scraping down the line on that was a big defensive tackle for the Lancers, number 79, Isaac True. That's a monster of a kid. He is unbelievably strong in the weight room, and I think he goes about 265 or 270.
Yes, no doubt about it that Isaac True has made a big difference. Last year was on the offensive line. This year switched over to the defensive line. That's made a big difference in the Lancers defense. All right, Savage is back. 3rd and 12. Runner in motion, number 10. They go the jet sweep the other side. A spin move. Number 10 taken down in the backfield.
Yeah, and that's number 22. That's Joey Bromley. So defensive end and the middle linebacker for the Lancers are the Bromley twin brothers. 31 is Michael, 22 is Joey, and that was Joey. Read that and sat perfectly and made the tackle after a short gain.
The runner was Emmanuel Higgins on that play. He gained a few. It's 4th and 8. The Millers on their own 33-yard line will be to kick. It looks like Felton back deep to receive, and it looked number 2, Thomas Downs, to punt for Milford Mill.
Downs is at his own 20. Ooh. They threw a flag on that. It looked like, it looked like Nick Albano got through. Was it Albano?
They came in for the block, tried the block. I'm not sure. We'll have to see whether it's a 5-yard running into the kicker or whether it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. They're coming over to have a discussion. The ball is down at the 41-yard line.
They may have waved that off. It almost looked like Albano tipped that ball, in which case that would not be a flag.
Okay, running into the kicker is the call. That's a 5-yard penalty. I'm sure Milford Mill will accept that penalty because they got a net 10 on that punt. So if they do, it will be a 4th and 3 from about their own 38. I'll be interesting, Dave, to see whether or not they go for it, or because that first punt attempt looked like there was all kind of chance for trouble on that.
Yeah, Nick Albano got through almost untouched, and I'll tell you, from up here, it looked like he got his hand on the ball. Apparently he didn't. They got the 5-yard penalty. Punting unit stays out. So it's still downs, back to punt, and Felton back to receive.
All right, so it's 4th and 3 now. The Millers have one of these kind of staggered punt formations. They have 3 people kind of playing safety with Downs back to kick the long snap. They have the snap back to Downs, almost hits the ground, up in the air, a short kick. It's going to hit around the 45, bounces back and fielded at midfield. Lancers will take over at midfield, ball down by number 84 for the Millers, and number 84 is Jawan Worrell. And 1st and 10 Lancers at midfield, Dave.
So I'll tell you, Linganore came after that punt again. Nick Albano got through, and, I'll tell you, Michael, before the night's over, I bet Albano blocks the punt.
They've obviously seen something on that punt formation. Lancers take over midfield. Lay under the center. James Booth. Brusha as the fullback. Davon Butler as the tailback. They hand off to Butler. Butler this time hits the line of scrimmage, and still very little there, about a gain of 1.
Looks like number 5. Is that Jordan Morant playing linebacker there for...
He could be a linebacker. Jordan Morant comes up to fill. As you said, Dave, the Millers are putting everybody within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Lancers adjust.
They got press coverage on the receiver, near side receiver, but they're now giving Felton a little bit of room.
They're going deep to Felton. Felton extending out, incomplete. In coverage, it looked like that might have been the quarterback, Savage, going back deep with him. You're right, Dave. They're looking at it. They had press coverage on Drew Flower, and they gave Felton a little bit of a cushion. Lay took a shot, almost had it.
So Linganore's go-to receiver is Felton. They're going to throw to him, and then they'll come off of Felton. They'll throw to Drew Flower. They'll throw to tight end Joe Kolick, but they will come back to Felton.
All right, 3rd and 9 is what we're facing here. Lay drops back to pass. Blitz gets through. They throw a screen to Butler. He's got room to run. Butler gets to the outside, but oh, wow, the pursuit. Pursuit by the Millers takes Butler down at about the 44.
Yeah, that was a good job by the linebacker that time for Milford Mill. He sat at home and looked like Butler had room to run. I didn't get the number there. I think that might have been number 23. Skylar Baker, if I got that correct. Maybe they got him listed as safety.
Well, they run a 5 defensive back, so maybe he's coming up and filling a safety role. All right, here we go. We got the Lancers are going to punt. They've got Willett at the safety, and they've got Champagne back at about his own 43. And that's like Desmond Shell to return. Yep, Champagne gets the kick away. It's a nice kick, a high kick, angled towards the sideline. Good job. And it looks like they might have run into Champagne on that. That will be interesting because if it's a 5-yard penalty, Dave, that should be enough for the first down.
Yeah, Linganore's going to have a first down here. They the ref threw the flag. There was contact with Champagne. There was no tip of the ball. Linganore's going to get the ball back.
They actually
they threw a hold. Wow.
Hold against the Lancers. So that must have been a hold on the safety. Now it'll be interesting to see what the Millers do. Do they decide to take over at their own 20, or do they have the Lancers kick again?
So you got to kind of wonder what happened on that. There was contact there. They're just calling a hold, though.
Maybe he was blocked into him. I'm not really sure, but I can tell you right now that it looks like they're going to have the Lancers repunt. They're going to take another shot at this. I think anytime they can try to get the ball to number 6, Desmond Shell, that's in their playbook. So this is another opportunity. I will say Champagne had a really nice punt. And that's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. And since it was about 5 or 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage, Dave, that's a huge penalty.
Yeah, and that's the thing in high school. When it's a hold, it's from the spot of the foul, unlike college or the NFL, where it's typically from the line of scrimmage.
Champagne at his own 28 to kick this time.
Shell back at about his own 28.
This is a line drive kick angled out of bounds, and ironically they gained just about 10 yards. It's out of bounds at about the 30-yard line, and that's where Milford Mill will take over. So nice job by Brandon Champagne.
Yeah, I think Champagne's been given pretty strict orders. Kick away from Shell. Shell's kind of their do-it-all guy. And, you don't want to squib the punt, but you don't want to put it right in his hands either.
Completely agree, and it looks like 32-yard line is where Milford Mill's going to take over, so they gained about 12 yards on that play. Maybe opens up the playbook just a little bit for them. It looks like they're going with 2 running backs this time. They got a fullback in the game. I can't see the number of the fullback, and their tailback, Scott. Makes me think they're going to run on this first play. They do. They hand off to Scott. He gains about 2.5, maybe 3. Center of the Lancers in there.
So you see that formation a lot from teams that run that shotgun, and it's basically a pistol formation, and they put a fullback on one side of the quarterback, so it's kind of like a power pistol, right?
And it kind of dictates where they're going to run too, because that guy normally is the lead blocker.
Yep.
Looks like they're back in their classic formation now. No, they have the one back out as a wing, kind of in front of the quarterback, and here they go. This time a quick out, knocked down at the line of scrimmage by number 22, Joey Bromley.
Yep, Bromley did a good job on that. He drove his man straight into the backfield, and he saw the pass come up and jumped up, got a hand on it, and batted it down.
All right,
bring up 3rd and long.
Yep, 3rd and 8 for the Millers. And neither of these teams has really been able to establish anything on first down, and therefore it's leaving them in some long situations. We got 6:47 left here in the first quarter. We're already on our 4th possession, and we're not halfway through the first quarter. So I think what we're seeing here is these teams really feeling each other out, trying to figure out what's going to work.
Yep, and coaching, you're looking for matchups, you're looking for mismatches. I don't think anything's really been obvious or exploited thus far, either side.
Savage gets the snap. He's dropping back. He's looking down the center of the field. He's got a receiver deep. The ball is caught by number 1. That's Ugo Obasi. He's the guy going to Virginia, and he got behind Albano, and Willett couldn't get over in time to help out.
Yeah, so that was they had man coverage with Albano on Obasi, and Willett was sitting deep. They were in cover 3, and so Willett's got the center of the field on that. He's helping on Albano. He was just late getting over.
And Savage put that one about 40 yards in the air. So here we go. Savage has that wing back out, as well as Scott. He hands to Scott. They're at the 20. Rough sledding inside.
Yeah, it was a good job by Linganore linebacker number 31, Michael Bromley. He's somewhat undersized for a middle linebacker, but he's got a real good nose for the ball. So getting up down the bottom of the pile there was Big Isaac True. So True kind of created a pile there, and Bromley was able to get through and finish him off.
All right, we talked about field position, and the Millers have flipped field position here on the Lancers. Really no gain, maybe a half a yard gain. It's 3rd and a long 9. Savage has his wingback split out left this time. Scott behind him about 8 yards deep. The snap goes to Savage. He goes to Scott again. He follows his lead blocker. Scott gets a little bit more around the edge this time. That was actually Shell that was running that one, down to about the 14.
Yeah, that was a good surge that time by the lead blocker for Milford Mill. Was able to push Nick Pauley, and then Zach Willett was able to come over and run him out of bounds. But it's going to bring up 3rd down at about 4 for Milford Mill from the Lancers 14.
All right, he's got Scott in the backfield. No, he's got Shell in the backfield with him. As a solo back, the wing back split out right this time to the far side of the field. Savage is looking. He pump fakes. He's in trouble. He's scrambling. He's looking to throw. He is in trouble. Lancers all over him. They get him out of bounds at about the 16-yard line for a sack.
Yep, so that was really great pressure that time by number 64, Josh Taylor, who flushed him out of the pocket. And then finishing him off there was number 57, Brandon Champagne.
I'll give Savage credit, though. He didn't take a big sack, and only a loss of 2, and you knew this was 4th down territory. So it's going to be 4th and 6 for Milford Mill. They're going to see what they have here on this play. They're huddling up. They haven't huddled up a lot. It looks like Savage is going to be at quarterback. He's got number 20.
Shell in the backfield.
Shell in the backfield along with his big fullback.
Yep, and that's Isaiah Hardy as his big fullback.
All right, big play here. Snap to Savage. Savage is running the option. He flips to Scott. He's got trouble. It's true. Taylor almost has him in the backfield. Here they come. Oh, a backside block on Zudal. Unbelievably, Shell gets the whole way around for a touchdown.
Wow, that was an option to the short side of the field on the left side, and Shell had nowhere to go. He completely reversed the field. Jake Zudal was in coverage, had a great beat on him. He got blindsided, taken off his feet, and Shell was able to get in the end zone.
Lancer coaches are screaming about the peel back block on Zudal. I'm not sure if they got their head around on him, but nonetheless, that was the one that broke the play.
Well, I'll tell you, I think the Lancer coaches are not happy about that, because in the high school game as well as college, that peel back block like that, that's an illegal block. All the refs saw it, not really sure what happened there. It's almost it doesn't matter where the head is. That peel back block is not something that's supposed to happen in a game of football anymore.
And Zudal definitely got hit. While we were gone, the Millers just set up for their extra point, and Thomas Downs, number 2, knocked it through. So the score with 5:13 left here in the first quarter is Milford 7 and Linganore Lancers 0. We're going to take a break here, and we'll come back. 7-0, 5:13 remaining in the first quarter. 3A state championship game.
MedOne Pharmacy is the largest locally owned and operated pharmacy in Frederick County. MedOne Pharmacy has 4 locations in Brunswick, Emmitsburg, Middletown, and Thurmont to provide you with convenience, experience, service, tradition, and value. MedOne Pharmacy. Check out their website at med1pharmacy.com. That's MEDONE pharmacy.com today. Or for more information, call them at 301-271-2223.
MedOne Pharmacy is a proud sponsor of Frederick County Public School Athletics.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here. We're in the middle of a TV timeout with the score, Milford Miller 7, Linganore Lancer 0. We're watching the replay of this play again, Dave, and really an incredible effort by number 6, Desmond Shell, reversing the entire field. A couple Lancers had him, but that one block that set him free is really pretty questionable in looking at the replay.
Yeah, so, all the refs saw that block. So obviously there's a ruling there that the refs know that we're just not in tune with. From our vantage point, it looked like a blatantly illegal block, and the Linganore sideline was going kind of crazy there. So there must have been something associated with that we didn't see. But I'll tell you, the bottom line with that is, this kid number 6, Desmond Shell, what a fantastic effort by him. He ran, what he gained, a total of 17 yards there, and I think he ran about 70 yards to get 17.
Yeah. And it was like he was running through the same traffic we face coming here from Frederick County. There was all kind of people in between. All right, well, let's see. The last time they kicked, they got a very effective kickoff on a line drive that was not fielded by the Linganore Lancers, and the Lancers started on their own 10. They got their only first down. It looks like Felton's back deep to receive. They got Grennis as an up back, Brusha, and I'm not sure who that else is. Brusha and one of the Bromleys, Michael Bromley. Here comes the kick. It's a line drive kick. It's into that same corner. This time Felton fields it at the 18. He's out to the 30, out to the 32, 33. Nice hit on the play by one of the Millers. Number 33, it looks like.
That's number, number 33. That was Antoine Collins, making a nice play and wrapping up Felton.
All right.
It's going to be Lancer ball, 1st and 10 at their own 33.
Let's see how the Lancers respond. They have been behind in the playoffs, and so this is not unusual territory. They've got 3 receivers. They got 2 wide. They're bringing, it looks like, Felton into the backfield. They fake a pitch. Lay takes it, rolls out. This time he looks for number 6.
Wow, nice effort.
Joe Kolick, and Kolick makes the catch.
Yeah, so what Linganore does there is they make that look like a deep jet sweep. They bring Felton, right? The defense is watching Felton. He fakes the toss sweep on that and rolls back against the motion, and then they drag the tight end across. Great jumping catch by tight end Joe Kolick. All
right, so Kolick on the catch. Now in for the Lancers, number 21, Ben Musselman's in at fullback, along with number 23, Davon Butler as the tailback. We got Felton split out in one-on-one coverage on the far side of the field. Drew Flower on the short side. They fake to Lay fakes down the middle to Musselman off his hands. And let me tell you what, he had number 6, Joe Kolick, running free about 30 yards downfield. Both players had an opportunity.
So, Linganore does that drag play where they, in fact, they had Musselman set up as an H-back, and they basically brought Musselman and Kolick down the middle of the field. Both of them were wide open. Hit Musselman in the hands, and he just wasn't able to bring it in.
Those are plays that you got to make in this game. Now they're giving Felton a big cushion, about a 10-yard cushion. Lay, hands off to Butler. Butler is hitting the backfield, gets back almost to the line of scrimmage.
So that's Linganore's bread and butter right there. That's a 32 Ted where they run a 3-back in a 2-hole, and they do the tight end down. That's what the Ted stands for. Good job by the defensive end there for Milford Mill. Again,
there's a penalty flag on the play, Dave, and there's a personal foul face mask on the tackle of number 23, Butler.
I can't get a number on who's playing at DN. He did a good job.
One of them is number 56.
That's who it was. It was 56. I just saw the number. That's Timothy King.
And he's one of their top performers based on some of the film I've seen. That 15-yard penalty, it looks like it was 15 yards from the spot, Dave, so that's a big penalty. Lancers are now 1st and 10 on the Miller 39-yard line with 4:22 remaining.
That was actually Desmond Shell that got called for the face mask that time for Milford Mill.
All right, Lay under center. Lay gets the snap. Lay looks quickly, throws to Felton, and he was at good coverage. Good coverage off his hands. That was Brandon Savage, number 21, I think, in coverage.
Yeah, it was, and you got to get a quick hit on that. That's a hitch, and you don't want that D-back to have time to respond to that. The play took a little bit too long to develop, and the D-back that time, Savage, came up and was able to break the play.
I think what we're seeing here is Milford Mill has made the decision. They are not going to let the Lancers run. They normally run a 4-2-5 defense. They have 6 guys in the box in the line of scrimmage and 3 right behind them. It's going to be tough sledding. That was Butler on the carry, and Butler's taken down.
So right now, at the line of scrimmage, Milford Mill's winning the battle. That's big boy in the middle there again. I think that was number 56. I think that was Glenn Morris. Knife through, just got a surge. It's either 56 or 55.
Number 65 is coming off the field for the Millers. So here we go now. It's 3rd
that was 55.
and 11.
That was Glenn Morris.
3rd and 11 for the Lancers. They're either going to have to, I think, burn the Millers to the outside. If not, they're going to keep those 8 or 9 guys they got right inside the tackles. And they're playing one safety and press coverage on the outside. They're giving Felton now some room. They're dropping off.
Yep. So now they're in a cover 3, but they're up tight on Flower up top.
Lay under center. Lay with a hard count. And I'm not sure if the Lancers got a penalty or whether there was a timeout by the Lancers.
Linganore called timeout.
Looks like timeout Lancers. That's their first timeout. And while we're have timeout in the field, we're going to take a quick break here. 3A state championship game.
Mount Airy Mattress is not about gimmicks. It's about sleep. They believe they can help you learn how to sleep better. Their family is dedicated to providing you superior service at the best price. That's why they'll donate a portion of your mattress purchase to your favorite charity. Shop at a place that truly cares about you and your sleep. Mount Airy Mattress. See for yourself. Stop by today. Located on East Ridgeville Boulevard, just off Route 27 in Mount Airy, or call at 301-829-8855. Mount Airy.
All right, we're back. Lay under center. Lay fakes the ball to Butler. Has a lot of time. Lay throws outside. Nice catch by Felton. Felton's at about the 31-yard line. It's going to leave him about 2 and maybe a little 2.5 yards short I'm sure this is 4-down territory, Dave.
And that's Savage in coverage there. Nice play by Linganore. Good coverage by Savage. It's going to be 3rd and 2 at the 31. Linganore's not even going to think about it. They're going to go for it. Yeah. So, Michael, what's interesting, we were talking at the break, Milford Mill, if they continue to win the battle at the line of scrimmage, they're not going to allow Linganore to establish the run. And, it could be a long night here.
Number 21, Savage, I believe, is going to Norfolk State next year, so he is a top corner.
Looking for the hard count. Linganore, looking for the long hard count, trying to get him offside.
They go to Butler. He's trying to get to the corner. He gets the cut. He's going to be short by about a half a yard.
Good job by Desmond Shell that time, stringing that out, and then getting Butler. So Davon Butler's an interesting runner. He's a real stocky kid, and he's got real good speed. He's got about 4 or 5 speed. You watch him. He tends to want to run like Le'Veon Bell. He likes to stutter. He likes to look for the hole. A play like that when you're, it's 3rd and 2, get behind your pads and almost dive for that 2-yard first down.
All right, and the Millers will be coming out. I'll tell you what, Davon, after watching him, he's a home run hitter. Sometimes, you don't need a home run. Sometimes you just need a single, and that was the case in that one. He kept getting it strung out. So they've got Desmond Shell in the backfield with Savage. Savage takes the snap, and he's looking to pass. He's looking deep again. He's got the post pattern. Post pattern complete to number 20.
So, there was Linganore again was in cover 3. And, in cover 3, basically, they split the field in thirds. The corner and a half have the outside thirds. The safety's got the middle third. Paulie was in coverage, and I think he just turned the wrong way. I think he thought his receiver was going to run an outside flag pattern. He ran a post pattern, was wide open down the middle of the field.
Dave, one thing I will say is, unlike the last 2 weeks when I've seen the Lancers, they were getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. There's no pressure. Savage stood back there, and that's the second deep ball he's thrown that's been very nice. So
Savage's got a nice arm. He's throws that left-handed ball, and when you see a lefty that can throw the ball, it's a good-looking thing.
Savage to Shell. Shell goes up the middle this time, and he, unlike the last time where he evaded everybody, just went through everybody. Gain of about 8.
Yeah, down the bottom of the pile that time for Linganore was number 64, Josh Taylor, and coming up was Michael Bromley, but it was after a gain of 8.
We're just under 2 minutes here left in the first quarter. 7-0 Milford Mill if you're just joining us. 3A state championship game. Brandon Savage doing a nice job at quarterback. He's in the backfield with Shell. Hands to Shell. Shell hit immediately by Joe Kolick. Slips away. Looks like a loss of 1.
So that's a great call by Coach Connor right there. He did a backside blitz with Joe Kolick, the outside linebacker. He came in from behind for a 2-yard loss. Boy, I'll tell you, Kolick is a real good ball player. Real nice physical kid. He's a 2-sport player, real good basketball player, very athletic, made a nice play on that.
It's a big play here. It's 3rd and 3, and Shell's coming off the field. He's been a big contributor so far for Milford Mill, but it looks like he may have been a little gassed after that last run. So
they still got Shell out there.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, Shell's in the backfield.
Here we go. So we got 3rd and 3. Savage takes the snap. He's looking to his right. He throws the slant. Complete. Another missed tackle by the Lancers. Touchdown, Milford Mill.
I thought Joe Kolick had a pick on that, and it got through. That was a nice throw. I didn't get a number. I'm trying to... Who was that?
It's like number 19.
19 with the reception. That's Rashawn Holmes.
Rashawn Holmes. He was actually their quarterback going into the year. He's a 9th grader. And I'll tell you what, Holmes made a nice play. The Lancers have got to wrap up. They are having a hard time tackling these guys one-on-one in open field.
So that was a simple slant pattern, and they hit him in that seam.
Downs kick is up and no good. No good. That extra point, like we said, we're going to find out a little bit about if the kicking game comes into something. But the Lancers got to get something going here. It's 13-0, 43 seconds left in the first quarter. Might have been blocked. I'm not sure, Dave. Can we see that?
Yeah, so what happened on that touchdown, they ran a quick slant, and there were 2 Linganore players in coverage. One of them was Kolick, and they both went for the interception. Neither one got the interception, and he split the seam and got into the end zone. That was Kolick and Willett both going for the pick, and then there was a missed tackle, and then Willett tried to strip at about the 3, and Holmes hung onto it. So we're 43 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and it's Milford Mill 13, Linganore 0.
Lancers have not been able to really get anything extended going. They probably need to get something on this drive. If nothing else, get some control of the ball, because Milford Mill's offense has had it for some time. Here we go. This is Downs to kick again. Line drive kick this time fielded by the up man, number 34. I think that is Kenny McQuay. Kenny McQuay with a nice run out to about the 438. Flag comes in deep from the backfield.
So we either got a hold or a face mask on that. That was definitely from the back judge. Tough to say. Personal foul face mask. Yep.
All right, well, that might be what the Lancers needed. That's going to give them 15 yards and put them starting field position inside the 45-yard line of Milford Mill. Maybe that's a break the Lancers need.
Yep. So let's see what what Linganore does here. Basically, Milford Mill is telling Linganore, you're not going to run. They're loading the box. They're winning the line of scrimmage, and they're making Linganore beat them with a pass. Yep. And so far, Linganore hasn't done it. So, looking out on the field, they're lining up. You got 11 guys, basically up around the line of scrimmage. The only guy that's not is they got single coverage up top on Felton. He's giving him 8 yards.
Yep, here we go. Lay looking to pass. Lay, double move, looking for Felton. Throws the ball. Incomplete. Savage in coverage again. It's going to be Savage and Felton going at each other all day long on that outside. Lancers are recognizing it, but the question now is whether or not they can complete the passes, whether or not they can figure out some plays that are going to get them open. I think there's going to be a chance for big plays. They got to get enough blocking up front and complete a couple of these passes. Number 83, Joe Schiller, coming in for Joey Bruscia. Lancers are going to go to 3 wide receivers. Schiller split out on the far side of the field, and Flower and Felton will be on the near side of the field.
Butler, the lone back, next to Lay and the gun.
All right, here we go.
Kolick, tight end.
Snap. This time they go to Butler, and he stutter steps in the backfield, and there's nothing there. There's no push by the offensive line of the Lancers.
Nope. So that was the Lancers made that look like a run pass option, but it was run all the way. Lay really wasn't doing any reading on that. So making a tackle there for the Millers was number 65, Darius Woods.
And Woods is one of their biggest players. I think he's listed at about 6'4", 6'5".
So here we are, 3rd and long. No gain. Third and
long
10.
For the Lancers again. 3 receivers. They fake to Butler. Butler picks up the blitz. Lay rolls out to his right. Now Lay is throwing deep. Throws it up in the air. Intended for Felton. Falls incomplete. Off Felton's hands. Lay was getting pressured.
Almost coming away with a pick that time was number 24. That's Kevin Henson Neal. And Linganore's looking at a 4th down and long.
4th and about 12 from the 48 of Milford Mill. And they're going to have to punt from here. Number 57, Brandon Champagne's coming onto the field.
So, Mike, at this point, they were thinking about going for it. I wouldn't be surprised to see a fake punt here.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the first quarter. We reached the end of the first quarter. The score is 13-0. Milford Mill over the Linganore Lancers here in the 3A state championship football game from Annapolis. We'll be back with the start of the second quarter.
If you own a business, you know that work doesn't begin and end with the hours posted on your door. Hi, this is Business Development Officer Mary Berry, and at Frederick County Bank, we understand that too. That's why we make business banking easy and accessible, anytime, anywhere. From BuzzPoint Merchant Reward and Loyalty to online banking, remote deposit capture to business courier service, Frederick County Bank, Frederick's true community bank, is open for business, anytime, anywhere. Contact me at 301-620-1400 and online at fcbmd.com. Member FDIC.
Mount Airy Mattress is not about gimmicks. It's about sleep. They believe they can help you learn how to sleep better. Their family is dedicated to providing you superior service at the best price. That's why they'll donate a portion of your mattress purchase to your favorite charity. Shop at a place that truly cares about you and your sleep. Mount Airy Mattress. See for yourself. Stop by today. Located on East Ridgeville Boulevard, just off Route 27 in Mount Airy, or call at 301-829-8855. Mount Airy Mattress, your local sleep specialist.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back back here at the U.S. Naval Academy. Beginning of the second quarter, Linganore Lancers down by 2 touchdowns, 13 points. They're going to be kicking from midfield to Milford Mill. They've been unable to do much on offense. Dave, what do you think of some of the adjustments that the Lancers are going to be looking at here to try to turn this around?
So, one of the things that we're seeing right now is Savage has got a lot of time to throw, and even when he doesn't have a lot of time, they're going quick pass patterns. Linganore, when they're trying to get lay on the pass, they're generally long pass routes, and they take a little bit longer, and he's getting pressured. So if Linganore's going to continue to pass, they need to look for some short, possession type passing instead of trying to go for that, the long home run every time.
All right, Brandon Champagne's in. He's going to punt from his own 40. Shell back deep to receive. Snap to Champagne. Good snap. He gets the kick away directionally towards the sideline. He kicked that one way out of bounds. Not sure they're going to get much out of that kick, Dave. It looks like about a 10 or 15-yard net.
Coach Connor's given Champagne very strict instructions. Do not punt to Shell. So, wow, the referee marched all the way out to the 37. That was a net 10-yard punt. But he punted the ball a good 35, 40 yards and just went straight out of bounds.
He did. He punted it, looks like, to the Philippine seaside on the stands. Shell was not going to return that ball unless he bought a ticket for today's game. So here we go. It's going to be Savage again. Looks like Shell is the deep back.
Linganore's staying in cover 3, defensive coverage with their backs.
Savage hands off. Out to Shell. There's a penalty flag on the play. Shell has a big gain at the outside. Albano brings him down after a gain of 15 out of bounds. Flag on the play.
Nice play that time by Milford Mill. Number 1, Ugo Mbasi, did a real good job on Nick Albano, who's probably the best cover guy for Linganore. Just got in his way about 10 yards down the field, and because of that, there was a nice gain, but there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, it's a procedure call against the Milford Mill Millers, so gain of 15 ends up with a loss of 5. That's a big gain. If there's one thing for the Millers, I'd say, is right now penalties look like they're about 5-1 in the Lancers' favor. They've not been able to take advantage of that field position and yards lost by Milford Mill. So
looking at the Milford Mill offense, they're pretty spread out. Even on their runs, it looks like their plays they have room to maneuver. We're not quite seeing that with the Linganore offense right now.
Yeah, Troy Scott in at the tailback now behind Savage, and Lancers. Approach the line of scrimmage. Savage looks. He goes quick outside to Mbase. Albano on him right away. And there's the Lancer defense for you, Dave. Everybody flying to the ball.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Coach Connor preaches. But, you look at Milford Mill in the passing game. That's what are they doing? Quick possession passes, right? You don't have to run the ball to gain 5 yards. You don't have to pass the ball and expect to gain 30 yards every time. You can have those pass plays that are designed to pick up 5-6 yards, and they open up the defense, and that's what Milford Mill's doing right now.
I was going to say they're working the Lancers sideline to sideline, and then they go vertical.
Yep.
Okay, so it looks like I'm not sure if it's Scott or Shell on the backfield. Savage in the pistol, takes the snap, hands it off. They cut back against the grain. That's Shell again. He is shifty. He keeps lunging forward out to about the 42-yard line where he's going to finally have his forward progress stop.
Boy, Big Isaac True caught Shell from behind and got a hand on his jersey. And he was doing everything. All he had was his jersey, and you could see his jersey stretched about 3 feet off of his back, and True didn't let him go, and the Lancers came over and got him down.
I'll tell you what, Shell, that first move of his, he hits the hole and he goes.
He's quick.
All right, so here we go. We got about a 3rd and 6, looks like.
Strong right.
Scott now in the backfield with Savage. The run blitz. Kolick misses him in the backfield. Scott still, I think, on the run. Out to about the 45.
Good job by Zach Willett that time, coming up strong from the free safety position to make the stop for Linganore, and it's going to be short by about 3. It's going to be 4th and 3.
Number 2, Thomas Downs is going to come in to punt for the Millers. Dave, earlier we saw a series of punts, and it looked like a bit of an adventure for Milford Mill. What do you think? Rick Connor's going to come back after him again?
I wouldn't be surprised. I called it earlier. Don't be shocked if you see Nick Albano come and get one. Looks like Albano's off the line, though, right now.
Yeah, they might be playing this one safe, as thinking Milford Mill might take a shot. The snap goes back to Downs. He gets the kick away. It's a short kick. lands at about the 32 and immediately down, fielded by, I can't see who that is for.
Number 7 looked like, but we don't have him on our roster. So
number 7. No, we don't have a number 7, so we're not sure that was for Milford Mill. Immediately making the play. Lancers will take over 1st and 10 on the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 Lancers on their own 31, 9:39 remaining here in the second quarter.
So Linganore was set up for return all the way there. They didn't want to take any chances. They want to make sure they get this possession. They do. 1st and 10 at their own 31.
All right. It looks like Butler in the backfield with Felton. And they go to the pitch to Felton, and they read it. Felton stiff arms the first guy. He's holding on to his hand. That was Shell. Gained about 2. Yep. Nice play by number 6.
So Linganore set up in that power pistol that we were talking about, and they had Felton set up as the back, and they faked up the middle and then came outside with a pitch, but the Milford Mill defense was ready for it.
3rd and it looks like they gained a little over 2, so second and 7 or 8 for the Lancers.
Yep.
Single back Butler, Felton's Schiller.
In the slot.
They look to Felton in the slot. Now they're looking down the center to Kolick. He's getting held.
Wow.
And there's flags coming everywhere.
Flag.
Yeah.
So that was the one, Linganore, that's one of their bread and butter plays. They do the play action, they look to the outside, and then they just kind of quietly drag that tight end down the middle. And Kolick was on his way to being wide open, and everybody in the stadium saw the defender grab his jersey.
Yeah, it's laundry day out there, Dave. 3 or 4 flags. Interestingly, that's not a bad play. If Milford Mill is going to be playing at the line of scrimmage and playing that aggressively, if you get beat deep, that's a 15-yard penalty in high school.
Sure, the coaches have probably instructed them, if you're beat, tackle him.
Right.
Do whatever you need to do. Don't give up the touchdown. Give up the 15-yard penalty. Don't give up the touchdown. Really smart play.
So now I'm not sure what they called there. Would they call a hold or did they
called holding?
All right, pass interference.
And it's a first down.
Yep. So first down, Lancers. They'll be taking over at their own 43-yard line.
A spot at the 43.
So it looks like that was a 10-yard penalty, so it probably wasn't the hold.
Yep.
They could have called either one, but like I said, there were flags flying from all over the stadium. So Lay is in the pistol. He's got Butler back with him. Lay takes the snap, fakes to Butler. There's a lot of pressure. Down the middle again. Was that intended for number 10, Felton?
That was Felton. Felton, boy, he made that look like he was going to run a fly route. He planted his right foot, did a hard cut. He was open, and Lay missed him. He overthrew him.
The Lancers have had some shots here, Dave. They just have not been able to convert. 9:21 remaining. 2nd and 10 from their own 43, down 13-0.
Felton in the slot to the top again.
They go to Felton on the screen, and he drops it. And they
whistle.
did not blow that dead.
Oh, there we go. Late whistle.
Ooh.
Late whistle came in.
Lancers got to know that if that whistle doesn't blow, that ball could be live if it's considered a lateral. I think it was a forward pass.
You got to wonder, too. I mean, that was definitely a forward pass, but you got to wonder what the official's doing. Why doesn't he blow the whistle on that? The kids are taught to play till the whistle. Not sure what was happening there.
Well, that was another missed opportunity for the Lancers. 3rd and 10 now from their own 43, 9:15 remaining here.
So the Lancers got their opportunities. They need to start capitalizing. Butler alone back in the backfield.
Fake to Butler. Butler picks up the blitz. Lays under pressure now. He's running into another coverage. Tries to throw back across the field. I think intended for number 4, Drew Flower. Incomplete.
Yep, he's fleshed out, and there wasn't a whole lot there. So, Linganore comes away after that penalty. 3 downs, 3 pass attempts, all 3 incomplete. So it's going to bring up 4th and 10, and punting unit's going to come back on.
Right now, the only way the Lancers are getting any yardage is on penalties. I think the Millers might have 6 penalties. Champagne's going to be back to kick. Shell's deep to return. I think he has 0 chance of getting this ball kicked in. Champagne's kick goes out of bounds. Not a particularly good kick that time.
I'm not sure how many he's going to net on this one, other than maybe a couple. The referee's still walking. He's going to spot that for about a 5-yard gain.
All right. So
it doesn't even get into Milford Mill territory.
Milford Mill is now going to take over inside Lancer territory, and as we said, 2 things that can change the game are field position and turnovers. there have not been any turnovers. Either team has forced or created turnover.
I think it might be time for with that field position. I think it might be time for the Linganore coaches to tell their punter, Brandon Champagne, who's a good punter, just punt the ball. Yeah. Quit trying to punt it away from the kid. Just punt the ball. Let's take our chances with making the tackle.
I think Savage is in the backfield with Scott. 6 on the play clock.
Yep, Scott's in.
Handoff hit immediately. Oh, there's a flag. I don't think people were set on that play. I'll tell you what, Joe Kolick was about ready to light up Scott if that wasn't a penalty.
Yeah, they blew that dead, which was the right call.
And it's an illegal substitution against that's probably 12 men on the field.
Yeah,
They ran a play with 12 men on the field. Isn't that 15 yards in high school, Dave? Or is that, it looks like a 5-yard penalty.
Just a 5. Just when they call the illegal substitution, it's 5. If they call, they can call that as unsportsmanlike, then it would be a 15-yard penalty.
Boy, in Frederick County, we know a lot about 12 men on the field at this point in time in the season, and I have to tell you that glad somebody figured that one out on that play. Here we go, 1st and 15.
Scott in the backfield in the pistol behind Savage. Two receivers to the top.
Savage goes to Scott. Scott hits the hole hard. It looks like Bromley, 31, gets the first piece of him. He gains minimal gain on that play.
Real good job by Michael Bromley. He's sitting strong side linebacker, and he just sniffed that out. He saw the play coming. He shot the gap, and he made the tackle for no gain. That's excellent linebacker play by number 31, Michael Bromley.
Number 6, Shell, coming in for Scott. The Milford Mill is huddling. They're not in any real hurry. Ball at their own 47.
They're up by 13. They want to control this game, and they got the ball in their hands.
May need to hustle on this play. They're down to 5 on the play clock, and they're not set. Savage looks over quickly, takes the snap. This time goes to Shell. Shell hits the hole hard. Shell slips away again. He's got the corner. He's gone, I think. Felton has a chance at him, pushes him out of bounds late.
So, boy, I'll tell you, that was a shame. Linebacker Joe Kolick shot the gap, had Shell in the backfield, and Shell slipped it. That's a slippery kid. Good for the Lancers that number 10, Joey Felton, he's got 4.4 speed, and he ran down Shell, who is quick in his own right, pushed him out of bounds at the 24.
1st and 10 for the Millers at the Lancer 24-yard line. This is a critical play here for Linganore, Dave.
Yeah, Linganore's got to get a stop here. They don't want to get down 3 scores at this point in the game.
Looks like they got throwing. They got 2 guys to the wide side. They go to Scott right up the middle. He makes a nice jump cut. He gets by outside, down the middle, missed tackle by the safety. Touchdown, number 3, Scott for the Millers.
So, couple of things on that play. That's just a simple inside trap. They open up a huge hole in the middle. They isolated both of the linebackers. Only guy that could have made that tackle was Zach Willett. He had a good shot, and Scott just ran right through that tackle. That looked too easy. I think Linganore is getting dominated at the line of scrimmage right now.
They're going to be going for 2. They missed that last extra point. So Savage is going to be there. He's got Scott as his tailback. He's got Ombase split out wide along with another receiver in the slot. Now they have a tight end, 2 tight ends. It's an option. Savage cuts back himself, tries to make the move himself. Down at the 4 or 5 yard line. He's tackled.
Yeah, good job by Joey Felton that time, containing that play until the pursuit came down. I think finishing him off there was number 6, Joe Kolick, and number 79, Isaac True.
All right, well, Lancers got some work to do. It's 19-0, 8:10 remaining here in the first half. Offensively, they've really struggled. We're going to take a break here with 8:10 left in the second quarter. 19-0, Milford Mill over the Linganore Lancers.
Gettysburg Auto Auction hopes you had a fantastic holiday, but the celebration isn't over. Gettysburg Auto Auction is celebrating our Black Friday sale this Thursday by cutting buyer's fees by 20%. Just mention this radio station. It's that easy. Due to last week's holiday, we're expecting a huge inventory of vehicles this week. Gettysburg Auto Auction still has the lowest fees of any auction and the highest customer satisfaction record possible. Couple those with our
all right.
So, Michael, we're at 8:10 remaining in the half, and Linganore's down by 3 scores.
Downs with another line drive kick, fielded by Felton at the 14. Felton to the 25, makes a cut outside, gets out to about the 29. I think what we're seeing, Dave, here is there's a lot of quickness out there for Milford Mill, and Lancer have played a lot of really good football teams. Lancer player down on the field.
That's Felton down on the field. He had nowhere to run. I think that was Number 17 making the tackle, Javon Milburn. That's not good for Linganore. He is their offensive explosive playmaker, and it looks like he's got a knee or an ankle issue.
Yep. Training staff's out taking a look at him. He's their big play guy. They've been trying to get the ball to him in a variety of different ways. They've had him come out of the backfield. They've thrown to him deep. They've thrown to him in the flat, trying to get him the ball as often as possible.
So, Michael, what we've seen thus far, I think Milford Mill really looks hungry right now. Football is definitely a game of momentum, and any sport is a game of momentum. Right now, the momentum swing is certainly in the Milford Mill way, and just kind of looking at the body language right now, you see injured players. Linganore guys are getting some missed tackles, and looks like that's a knee issue for Felton.
Left knee or ankle. I just saw the replay, and it looks like he might have got that left ankle caught up underneath some of the Miller players. Like you're saying, I think these guys want to be here. They know that how special it is. Maybe they have that inspiration of a lost teammate. But the Lancers got to figure something out.
Lancers have looked flat. They've had some chances and they haven't made the plays. Let's see how we respond.
They got number 11, Rafael Rios, coming in to take the spot of Felton. They're throwing a swing out to Davon Butler, and Butler did not. Ball didn't quite get to Davon on that one.
Yeah, but that wasn't an ideal pass. But hey, Davon, state championship, dive for the ball, go make that play.
Like you said, this is an effort thing. What are we going to do? How are we going to make? Who's going to make the effort to go? Musselman comes in for Felton. For Butler, and Rios stays in. Rios split out wide along with Schiller and Flower.
Yep.
And Musselman is the lone setback. Lay has it. Makes a nice swing pass to Musselman. There's a penalty flag down on the field at about the 34-yard line.
So that was the exact same play that they ran with Butler. They ran at that time with Musselman. In good coverage that time for Milford Mill was Jordan Morant. They saw it, they sniffed it out, and they covered it.
On the slot, it looked like Drew Flower. There was a hold called. I think that's like the 7th or 8th penalty against Milford Mill. It amazes me the Lancers have been unable to capitalize on any of this. That hold looks like it's a 10-yard penalty, and since it was from the original line of scrimmage, that should be a first down. And it is first and 10 for the Lancers from their own 38-yard line.
Yep, and Linganore's going to bring twin, going to slot down below. It's Schiller and Flower in the slot. They got double wing on the right.
And they got Flower coming in on the jet sweep action. They go with the trap to Musselman and red and completely smelled out there by, it looks like number 24?
Well, I can't see those numbers. Those numbers are tough to read.
Yeah, we're sorry about that, everybody. They're wearing green numbers on gray uniforms.
24, that's Kevin Henson Neal.
And it's pretty tough to make out. So loss of 2 on the play, second and 12.
That's the inside handoff misdirection, and Milford Mill sniffed that out right from the start. Second and 12. Same formation.
Lay gets the snap. Lay's got a lot of pressure. He evades the first guy, throws back. Looks like it's intercepted, but out of bounds. Out of bounds, intended for the fullback, Bruscia. Lay took a late hit on that. He's complaining to the referee. Unfortunately, for the Lancers, no flag down. And if he's going to throw that thing and throw it away, a lot of athleticism. You better make sure you get it out of bounds.
So, I think what the referee sees on that, too, is Lay's out of the pocket, right? And when he's out of the pocket and running, he is a runner. So it's a tackler, trying to tackle a runner.
3rd and 12, 7-18. One thing that I think we'll see at the end of this first half is time of possession is completely dominated by Milford Mill. Lay under center. Lay looks. He fakes the handoff. He's throwing. Comeback route. Defended by Obasi. No good. Intended for number 4, Drew Flower, I think it was. Yep.
And so, on that series, Linganore picked up 10 yards on a penalty. And then after the penalty, they lost 2.
See what's going to happen here. Brandon Champagne to kick. The last 2 kicks have not helped the Lancers field possession. Champagne's kick This time it's more down the center of the field. Shell's trying to come up and make a play. Takes a Milford Mill hop, fielded by number 4 for the Lancers. That's Drew Flower at about the 44.
It's still only going to be about a net 22-yard punt, but they allowed Champaign to punt that away that time. So a little bit of adjustment there for the Lancers.
And we're sitting here. It's 7:05 left in the first half, and it looks like we're here for a TV timeout with the score. Milford Mill 19, Linganore 0. This is WTHU 1450 The Source. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back.
This is that time of year when we think of things we're most thankful for. Is looking your best one of those things? If so, why not go with an experienced professional, Gary the Barber. Conveniently located at 101 Tippin Drive in Thurmont, Gary the Barber accepts both appointments and walk-ins. To schedule an appointment, call 301-305-7895. That's 301-305-7895. Remember, with an appointment, you don't have to wait. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Experience the holiday warmth and casual, friendly atmosphere of a real community barbershop. This Thanksgiving, look your best for the holiday with a quality haircut from professional master barber, Gary the Barber. You'll be thankful for Gary the Barber when your friends and family see how good you look. Gary the Barber, experienced, affordable, and convenient.
Everyone, we're back here in Annapolis at the Naval Academy. Lancers are taking on the Milford Mill Millers. 7:05 left here in the second quarter. And we're looking at the sideline. It looks like that was an ankle on Joey Felton. They're trying to retape him and get him back out there. But right now, the line of scrimmage is being dominated by Milford Mill.
Yeah, so, Mike, Linganore coaching staff is excellent. They're excellent. Among the best in the state. And right now, they need to recognize that offensively, they need to make some adjustments. Early on, the defense at Milford Mill came out, put 11 guys in the box, and said, "You're not going to run on us." So now Linganore's going to the pass, and they're pinning back their ears, and they're coming, and they're putting a whole lot of pressure on Lay and winning at the line of scrimmage. Time to throw a screen, right? Time to do something misdirectional.
Savage up the middle, hands off to Scott. And the Lancers got good penetration that time, and Joe Kolick ultimately made the hit. But I think two other Lancers were deep into the backfield, making Scott maybe not go where that play was designed to go. Loss of 1.
Yep, that was Big Isaac True getting good penetration there. And the big boy, Trey Briscoe, number 78, he's enormous. He's 6'4" and about 285. And he just kind of made a pile right there.
They're bringing that big wingback, number 20. I think it's Jordan Hardy in. And they go to Scott again. Kolick on a run blitz again. Makes him move. And number 9 on the hit, that's Nick Pauley coming up from the safety spot. So I think the Lancers are starting to give them a taste of their own medicine. They're going to bring guys up to the line of scrimmage.
So they did a corner blitz that time with Pauley. And, when you do that on the backside and it works, it's a great thing. So Pauley was right there. Gain of about a half yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. So the Lancer defense looks good, on the first 2 plays here in this possession.
That number 6, Shell, Desmond Shell, back in at tailback. Most of the time when Shell's in the game, he gets it. Ombase and another receiver. Number 4 goes in motion. Savage dropped back. Quick shot down, looking to the corner. He completes it to number 1, Ombase. Not sure who was in coverage.
Yeah,
he was wide open.
Boy, I'll tell you, that's tough. Linganore was set up in cover 3. They had Pauley on the outside and Willett in the middle.
Well, Lancers are going to get a break on this one, Dave, because there is a hold right back at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring that play back. But the defensive backfield of the Lancers have to adjust to that long ball. That's the 3rd one that's been completed, and Savage is doing a great job of just laying it out there where his players can make a play.
So the Linganore's in cover 3 there, right? So they take one of the receivers and they run the deep guy to cover him on the out, okay, and that's incorrect coverage, and the out guy has got to go deep, all right. So they just crisscrossed their receivers and they mixed up the defensive backfield for the Lancers that time. Good play call. It's deceptive, you have this tendency to want to go with your man, but the Linganore plays a zone defense. Again, they're in cover 3.
3rd and 21. Milford Mill back on their 33. The Lancer faithful getting into the game here. Number 4 comes in motion again. Looks like they're running the same exact play.
Same route.
This time they run the post out of it. Savage is getting pressure. Savage is looking deep to Mbase. Mbase has opening. He completes it. Out of bounds. Called out of bounds. Oh, my goodness.
So really interesting that time because they ran the exact same play. Coach Connor made the correction. He was yelling at the D-backs, and they covered it correctly. What happened, though, was Savage got flushed out of the pocket, and the safety Willett, when he saw Savage get flushed out of the pocket, he started coming up.
Mbase did not catch that ball. I thought he had feet in bounds. But
they got him out of bounds.
So here we go. It's 4th and 21 from the 33. Punts have been an issue for both teams, honestly, in this game.
So Linganore's got a sophomore back to return a punt. It's number 40, Will Coletti, back to return.
Will Coletti back at his own 40. Number 40 at his 40. It's going to be downs to kick. See what the Lancers do. The snap goes back to downs wide. They come wide. The ball is in the air. Coletti's yelling, get away, poison.
Wow.
And I'm not sure. Boy, the Lancers got to get away from that ball.
Yep.
Down finally at the 34-yard line. There's a penalty flag at about the 35-yard line. It'll be interesting to see what this call is, since I'm not sure whether there'd be a block on the play, Dave. No one ever fielded the ball.
The flag was way away from the play. I was watching the ball and didn't see it. It's against Linganore. Didn't quite see the call. I just saw the hand motion go against Linganore.
So we'll take a look at that. Lancers won't be starting at the 34. It looks like this is going to push them back a little bit further.
So let's see what the Linganore offense does here. Again, what we're talking about, the defensive front is just coming hard for Milford Mill.
Only 5 yards.
5-yard penalty against the Lancers.
All right, the Lancers are going to take over on their own 28. It'll be 1st and 10 from their 28. Let's see. They've got, it looks like
Musselman in the backfield, and
Schiller and Flower split out as wide receivers.
Joey Brusha to wing.
Two tights, Brusha and Kolick. They still have 8 guys within 3 yards of line scrimmage. They go out wide to Musselman. Musselman cuts back, has a little bit of room. Looks like, they get about 1 on that.
Jordan Morant sniffed that out.
Might have been another opportunity for a face mask there, as I saw Musselman's helmet kind of jerk towards the end of that.
Just Linganore running a quick pitch behind their H-back to Musselman, and they're not getting any penetration, any surge from their offensive line. 2nd and 9. Same play the other direction.
Musselman's looking to throw, halfback pass intended for Flower. Incomplete. Ben Musselman looking for Drew Flower.
Savage in coverage, and he was all over that.
Yeah, they interestingly on that one, Dave, they normally are in press coverage on that, but this particular time he was not in press coverage, so we've seen that play work for the Lancers. They had a safety over the top, too. That was not the defense that play works against.
So boy, I'll tell you, the Millers must have seen a lot of good film, because they're sniffing out everything Linganore's trying to run here.
All right, they're giving both the Lancer outside receivers about a 5 or 6 yard cushion. Lay goes quickly towards Flower, tipped by who else?
That's Shell.
Desmond Shell. Coming up from one of the safety positions, getting a hand on it.
So, boy, I'll tell you, they got single coverage on Flower up top, but they got their strong side linebacker, and they throw right at the strong side linebacker. So, not much is open right now for Linganore.
4 minutes and 26 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Champagne to kick from his own 16.
Shell back for Milford Mill.
Champagne gets a nice kick away, a high kick, but Shell's got a chance to return this one. So here we go.
He fields it at the 38.
He gets outside. He cuts it back. I'm not sure why he cut it back. He actually had the angle. That's going to be one of those blocks, and there's the flag coming down.
That's what Linganore was looking for early in the game. It was the exact same play.
And
this time they threw the flag. Michael Bromley got peeled back and blindsided. And this time they called a flag. I didn't even see who ran him out of bounds, but the flag's at the 30. They're going to go half the
down to the
goal line on that
15-yard line. That's the same type of peel back. We're looking at the replay here. I have no idea why Shell reversed field, Dave. He had the corner, and he probably could have got about another 10 yards if he would have just continued towards the right sideline.
So he did it earlier in the game, and he figured he could do it again. That's why he did it, right? Do it once. Why can't you do it twice?
All right, so they're marching this back. That's a personal foul.
When you reverse the field like that, you give your guys opportunities for those big peel-back blocks, too, and the refs established they weren't going to call it, but here they call it. So
1st and 10 from their own 15.
Could be a makeup,
I'm looking at this replay here, and what they're showing, is him coming back across field. And there's two. That's definitely a block in the back. No doubt about it.
That's the exact same block that they did on Zudal on that touchdown. Exactly.
Okay, here we go. We got Savage back. It looks like Scott. Hands off to Scott. Scott breaks it up the middle. He's hit by the Lancers. Looked like Willett on the first hit, and then Pauly finally brings him down after a gain about 13. So Scott's the power back.
So here's what the Linganore defensive backfield needs to recognize, and they need to do it quickly because we've seen it a couple of times. They can't just hit these backs. They got to hit these backs, wrap them, and bring them to the ground. These are hard-running backs.
A shoulder in these guys not going to bring them down.
No.
Savage, it looks like might be Shell in the backfield this time with him.
That's still Savage.
I'm
sorry.
Savage splits out wide, ball hits the ground. They were trying to look that time for number 4.
Jawan Rabb.
And he has not had a catch earlier in the day. We'd seen him a lot coming in motion. There is a flag on this play as well. And there looks like they might be porting towards Milford Mill yet again. Let's see what the referee calls on this play. No penalty. They're waving that one off. Okay.
So here's where this is interesting. This referee, on every call, he's turning to the away side. We're on the home side, and I've yet to see his face when he's made a call. The referee's supposed to turn to the home side, right, when he makes a call? Not sure what's happening there.
2nd and 10. Here we go. Savage, hands off, this time to Shell. Shell gets it, cuts down, hits the first Lancer defender, takes it out to about the 35.
So Joe Kolick was there. He was kind of sitting on his heels, and Shell ran him over pretty good. Kolick made the tackle, but, he wasn't coming forward, and you see these guys are running hard. So gain of about 7.
All right, big 3rd down here for the Lancers. This offensive line for the Milford Mill is doing a great job. I think it might be Scott back in the backfield now.
We're at 3 minutes and a half.
Hitting the backfield. Great play by Kolick on that play.
Great job by Kolick. Great call by Coach Connor. Again, that's that backside blitz. And with an athletic kid like Kolick, you can get in there and you can get that tackle for a loss.
And that's a loss of 3, so that's going to make it 4th and about 5, and the Millers are going to bring out their kicking team. But we talked about it the whole game. Last time they played kind of a punt safe here. Dave, I just looked, number 43, Jackson Ambush is on the field. That's
one of the starting linebackers, yep.
Seen Ambush on the field since the Middletown game.
Yep. Coletti back to return for the Lancers. Downs to punt. I can't imagine they're going to do any kind of fake. They don't.
Downs kicks it, line drive kick. Coletti can't field it. Fields it late and gets hit immediately.
Yeah, good coverage that time by number 30 for Milford Mill. Down there making the tackle. As soon as Coletti got on that was a Keelan Loney.
I'm thinking that one of the things that Milford Mill is really taking advantage of is their speed here, and Lancers got to find a way to give somebody some time, a quarterback a time, a returner some time, so they can make a move. Lancers 1st and 10 from their own 31. 2 minutes 16 seconds remaining. They got Brucia and Butler in the backfield.
Lancers go to the power eye now with Brucia as the set up.
Throw complete to Schiller. They tried to jump the route. Matt Schiller complete out to about the 47 of Milford Mill. That's a 1st down.
So what a good play call by the Linganore coaching staff. They use Schiller a lot, but honestly, I don't believe he's caught a pass all year. I don't think they've thrown to him all year.
He's more of a blocker. There's no doubt about that. So just about 2 minutes left. Lancers take over, 1st and 10.
Big play by Schiller there.
And here we go. Hand off to Butler. Butler hits the hole hard. And there we go. There's about a 4-yard gain.
Yep. Plug quick. That's who's that big number 65?
Yeah, that's the 6'6" defensive lineman.
Darius Woods, that's a big boy.
He is, but that's a nice play by the Lancers. Now Lancers go quickly. Lay this time up, complete. It looks like the Flower to me at about the 34-yard line. He's driven back, but not before the Lancers get a 1st down. Linganore Lancers first down at the 34-yard line.
So Linganore's going tempo here. Minute 40 remaining in the first half. 1st and 10 Lancers at the Milford Mill 34.
Here we go. They're going to try to keep the Milford Mill defensive players on the field. Not allowed substitutions. This time quickly to Butler. Butler right up the middle. Butler down to about inside the 30, maybe right about the 30. Gain of 4.
Coming across and making the tackle. It looked like that was number 55. So that's number 55. That's Glenn Morris.
1:21 remaining here. Lancers have 2 timeouts left. Lay under center. Lay fakes to Butler. They go to tackle Butler. Lay down the middle to Kolick. Underthrown. Caught. No, incomplete at about the 2-yard line.
Great effort by Joe Kolick. Boy, I'll tell you, though, that's that play. They've been running, and then they drag the tight end. Kolick's wide open. Lay underthrew him.
Yep. He had him, or he had a step on him, and Ryan Lay, it looked like he threw that one kind of off his back foot, didn't step into it and throw it.
No reason to do that. No reason to do that. He had him open for a touchdown.
3rd and 5 from the 30. Handoff to Butler. He hits the hole hard. Butler to the 20. 21-yard line. Davon Butler, great push by the offensive line. 1st and 10 for the Lancers at the Milford Mill 20-yard line. 1 minute, 5 seconds left. Clock stopped for the move the chains.
And the Milford Mill defender that time was just dragging Butler's jersey and carried him for about 4 yards.
Lay quickly throws the quick out. Complete the Flower to about the 5. Out of bounds at the 6.
Great job by the
Lancers at the 6-yard line. 57 seconds left. Linganore with 2 timeouts remaining.
Quick strike on the outside, just running an outside hitch to Drew Flower. Defender went for the interception, didn't get it. 1st and goal, Lancers.
Lay, hands off to Butler. Butler up the middle. Butler to the 3, to the 2. Push by the offensive line.
They're going to get him in. Touchdown, Lancers.
Touchdown, Lancers.
There we go. And what did you see there? You saw contact and you saw a surge. Linganore's got life.
A little bit of a gut check there. I like what they did, Dave. They weren't letting the Millers make those substitutions. They got guys playing both ways. 48 seconds remaining. 19-6. Milford Mill Millers. Bennett Formulac, number 16 on to kick. Zach Willett to snap. I believe it's Joey Bromley on the hold.
That's Michael, 31.
Willett snap is high. Formulac gets it down for Formulac. His kick is good.
Good job by Michael Bromley that time, getting that snap down and not breaking up the rhythm there. So Linganore's got life before the half. It's good to see that.
19-7 Lancers down by 12. 48 seconds left. All right, Dave, that's a great response by the Lancers, and they showed a lot of physicality on that drive. Davon Butler running like Davon Butler can run, and this is probably the most critical 48 seconds of a high school football game as you can. Whatever the Lancers do here, and they tend to go with these directional kickoffs, which are meant to give the other team the ball at about the 35, 40-yard line without giving up the big play. Formulac's very good at it. But with all that being said, one of the things the Lancers want to do here is not give the Millers an opportunity. In fact, if you look right now, if he were to put a ball down the near hash, there's no one on that side of the field for Milford Mill.
Kick it left. There you go.
There
Good job.
And it's touched, then picked up by Shell. Shell cuts to the outside. Shell gets around one guy, around another, Albano, and then 17.
That was Colby Bannon coming up.
Colby Bannon on it.
Yep.
Let's see.
Return is out to the 42-yard line.
7 seconds ran off the clock. So 43-yard line, it looks like they're setting it up. And 41 seconds remaining. If I'm correct, Milford Mill has all 3 of their timeouts remaining. And, the one thing I'll say about this team is they have shown us that in all intent and purposes, they always want to be the aggressor. Yep. So I don't think they're just taking a knee here.
So defensive backs for the Lancers right now are Rios, Pauly, Willett, and Albano. I'm guessing we're going to see a little bit of air here.
And they come, they're looking left. They complete, no, incomplete. Albano, a nice pressure.
Good job by Albano. Quick hitch. Trying to run that quick possession.
Number 19.
That was the first score of the game there. That was Ryshawn Holmes who had that first touchdown.
Slant. Yep. Yes, he caught that slant. All right, so now 3 seconds went off the clock. 38 seconds remaining. Second quarter. 43-yard line. 2nd and 10 for Milford Mill. I have to be honest with you here, Dave. Maybe after that they're going to take. It looks like they're going to take a knee. They're going to play this safe at this point in time, and they're happy to go in with the lead at halftime. It'll be interesting to see if Coach Connor takes a timeout. He takes a knee.
Nope, Coach Connor's going to let it go.
So they're going to put the ball back down, and that will probably be the last play. They're going to have to make it snap it one more time. They'll take a knee, and then that will be the end of the first half. So been a lot of tense moments in the first half. It's 19-7, Milford Mill. and Linganore's got to feel better about themselves. But I do see that number 10, Joey Felton's been sitting on the sideline, did not have his helmet on. It'll be interesting to see if he can come back out in the second half. They take a knee. Savage takes a knee. And that's the end of the first half, Dave. 19-7. Milford Millers on top of the Linganore Lancers here in the 3A state championship game from the Naval Academy.
So, if you're Linganore, you don't want to go into halftime 2 scores down, but I'll tell you what, 2 scores down is a whole lot better than 3. And the last time Linganore had the ball possession on offense, that was the best possession they've had the whole game. They won the battle at the line of scrimmage. They showed life. They played with quick tempo. They got the score.
All right, everyone. We're going to break some music here during halftime. Looks like the bands are going to be performing, so it might be longer than normal halftime. Looks like a 20-minute halftime. We'll try to come back a couple minutes before they get ready to kick off the second half and give you a recap, and hopefully we'll get some stats.
We want to send you and a guest pheasant hunting in South Dakota, the pheasant capital of the world. Hi, I'm Billy Kinder, host of Big Billy Kinder Outdoors, and we've teamed up with our friends at Spring Creek Resort in the heart of South Dakota's pheasant country to treat you and a guest to great lodging, awesome meals, and the world's best pheasant hunting. Register to win at bbkoradio.com and join us in the camp house this weekend.
Tune in Saturdays from 8 to 10 a.m. on Big Billy Kinder's Outdoor Show to learn more about this exciting hunting vacation giveaway.
Gettysburg Auto Auction hopes you had a fantastic holiday, but the celebration isn't over. Gettysburg Auto Auction is celebrating our Black Friday sale this Thursday by cutting buyer's fees by 20%. Just mention this radio station. It's that easy. Due to last week's holiday, we're expecting a huge inventory of vehicles this week. Gettysburg Auto Auction still has the lowest fees of any auction and the highest customer satisfaction record possible. Couple those with our exclusive Bid Drive-By program, where you get to drive your car before you buy it, and Leftover Fridays, where you can drive any vehicle and buy it on the spot. And Gettysburg Auto Auction is a totally unique auto auction. Gettysburg Auto Auction is located at the Steinware exit on Route 15, just north of the Maryland line. For a sampling of inventory and policy guidelines, go to gettyauto.com. Gettysburg Auto Auction, the little auction looking forward to celebrating with huge discounts this Thursday night.
Hi, my name is Sheriff Chuck Jenkins, and I want to tell you about a great new program on the radio, Law Enforcement Today. And the difficult challenges that law enforcement officers face today, Law Enforcement Today is a program for officers, about officers and their families, providing cutting-edge information from real experts. Law Enforcement Today tackles the important truth that blue lives matter. Tune in Tuesdays at 5 p.m. for Law Enforcement Today on AM 1450 WTHU, and tell them Sheriff Jenkins sent you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at the Naval Academy, Marine Navy Memorial Field, and we got a halftime score of the Milford Millers 19, the Linganore Lancers 7. Dave, quick analysis of the overall first half.
So I think overall for Linganore, pretty frustrating. They ended on a high note. They were down 3 scores. They put together a real good drive on their last possession where they went tempo. They went into a power I. They did a good mix of run plays with short possession-oriented passing and marched the ball down the field and got a score. On the frustrating side for Linganore, they lost their top playmaker on a punt return, Joey Felton. Not sure what his status is. They've been getting beaten at the line of scrimmage up until that last offensive possession, and I think the key there was the tempo. Take it to this Milford Mill team. Milford Mill has come out. They're playing with a lot of emotion. Linganore looked a little bit flat through the better part of the first half, and hopefully that last possession really picked up Linganore, taking them into the halftime. We'll see how they respond coming out here in the second half.
Yep, as we look at some halftime stats that we got, Dave, Lancers had some opportunities. They had a chance to take some shots. And Ryan Lay, they got him at 5 of 18 in the first half, and there were opportunities for them to make a play, and just overthrew a couple of guys. Had a big catch by Drew Flower, a big catch by Matt Schiller in the that drive that they got their touchdown on. Defensively, Joe Kolick's all over the field as predictable. Michael Bromley making a lot of tackles, and that's for the Lancers. For Milford Mill, their running attack's been led by Troy Scott, who has 63 yards. But honestly, Desmond Shell, every time he touches the ball, he's electric. Yeah,
he's only had 4 rushes, but he's got almost 60 yards in gains. And I'll tell you, Mike, the player that's really impressed me for Milford Mill has been their quarterback and defensive back, Brandon Savage. Offensively, he's looked real good throwing the ball. He's only 3 of 8, but he's got a nice arm. He moves well in the backfield. And on the defensive side, before Felton got hurt, they put him one-on-one, and he was pretty much blanketing Joey Felton, who is a real explosive playmaker for the Lancers.
Yep, Savage is going both ways, and he's ticketed for Norfolk State, I believe I saw. And then I think I also saw that, Obasi, their deep receiver who caught one deep ball, he's going to UVA. So they have some serious people that are there. As we're getting ready to start our second half, we'd really like to thank our game sponsors that have been sponsoring Frederick County football on 1450 The Source, WTHU, Cousins Ace Hardware of Thurmont, Brownie's Auto Care, David's Salon, Frederick County Bank, Gettysburg Auto Auction, Med1 Pharmacy, and Play It Again Sports. Their sponsorships allowed us to bring you the best of Frederick County football all year long, and we got one half of football left here, and let's see how it's going to begin. The Lancers will be kicking off to Milford Mill. That Shell will be back deep to receive, Formulac to kick. Last time they kind of baited Formulac into kicking it to his left. Now they're playing it pretty much down the center, so I would guess that Formulac would go with that directional kick, probably aiming for the 30-yard line.
You're going to see that mid-range pooch out of Formulac here. He's going to try to put it right on the 30.
Here we go, second half. Yep. He hooks it down the line. Great kick by Formulac. It goes
into the end zone.
Into the end zone. That's a touchback.
Real nice.
That's a great job by Bennett, putting the ball out of Shell's reach and giving them the ball to start at the 20. So
fantastic start for the Lancers. Let's see what they do on defense. So, Mike, Linganore's a good football team. They're a really good football team. First half wasn't theirs. Question is, are they going to believe in themselves? Are they going to believe in one another? Are they going to believe in their coaches? Are they going to play with emotion? Are they going to get the job done? Let's see how they respond. Are they going to be that good football team that they've been all season long?
Rick Connor and his staff are very good at making halftime adjustments. So here you go. The Lancer crowd is into it. They're ready to go. 1st and 10, Savage and has Shell in the backfield. Savage hands off to Shell. He goes off tackle, gains about 5.
And that's, who's that? Michael Bromley coming across. No, check that. That's Champagne, Brandon Champagne, dragging Shell down, but that's a 5-yard game. So, you look at the line surge on that first play right there, and it was about dead even. Contact at the line, but hard running, he picks up 5.
All right, 2nd and 5. The Milford Mill has 1 split out wide, 2 to the short side of the field with a wing back. Savage is going on the screen pass. He hits the screen pass. That's the Reson. He had the second touchdown on the slant. He gains about 8, and that'll be enough for a Milford Mill first down.
So Nick Albano was in good coverage that time. Didn't give him a whole lot of room. Came up and tried to get a cut tackle where he didn't wrap, and the receiver, who was the receiver, Mike?
Reson Holmes.
Reson Holmes, who caught that first touchdown. He shook that hit, so, he picked up the first down. Linganore's got a wrap.
Yep, that was a problem in the first half, finishing the tackles. It looks like Shell in the backfield with Savage. Savage gets the ball. Tackled immediately in the backfield by number 6, Joe Kolick.
There you go. There's the senior stepping up and making a big play for the Lancer defense. Great job by Joe Kolick coming through on a blitz.
Kolick, normally a defensive end with the injuries to the linebacking core. They had to move Kolick in the inside, and Davey really hasn't skipped a beat.
Yeah, I'll tell you, man, great call by Coach Connor that time on that blitz. Kolick got through there so quick, he almost took the handoff the other way.
Kolick's a very smart player and able to play a lot of different positions. So now it's going to be 2nd and about 14. Savage back. Savage hands off again. Another run blitz. Kolick again.
Kolick again. Coach Connor dialing it up. Joe Kolick getting it done. Linganore defense coming out playing alive here to start out the second half.
3rd and 16. I'll tell you what. Now we'll see whether Milford Mill makes the adjustment. This is what Linganore's adjustment was. They said, we're going to take that handoff away from you, and they're doing it with the run blitz.
Linganore stays in cover 3 look in the defensive backfield. Obvious passing situation here. Let's see where they target here. And got Shell in the backfield.
And Joey Felton's out of the game. Rafael Rios takes his spot at one of the cornerback
Now
positions.
they go to cover 2. They switch to cover 2.
They go with the double move. They throw deep. It's going to be a penalty flag. I'm thinking something on number 5, Nick Albano. They tried to double move. Albano held up the receiver. Once again, it looked like Reson Holmes. Penalty flag came out.
Yeah, he got Albano. Albano fell on that. He was in good coverage.
They call it a hold on Albano. The contact occurred before the pass was thrown. That's a 10-yard penalty, Dave. Now, does that mean that remains 3rd down?
It's going to be 3rd down. It should bring up 3rd and 5.
Okay, so in the high school game, it will remain 3rd down. And the Lancers, so in all, not a terrible play by Nick Albano.
Yep.
He had position on him. He just, wasn't able to kind of steer clear and go with the double move. So as you had said, Dave, it's 3rd and 5. It's a big 3rd down.
So the Lancers, that last play they gave a cover 3 look, and then they shifted to cover 2. They come out with a cover 2 look right now.
And it's an option. Savage goes to Shell. Shell makes the first
Good job
miss.
by the defense.
And he's still going. Shell, unbelievable, 5'9", 165 pounds, takes the ball 7 yards after initial contact. 1st and 10, Milford Mill at their own 45.
Well, Mike, I got excited for the Lancer defense that time. Defensive end Brandon Champagne did a great job, strung that out, got Shell, had him in his grasp, whipped him around, but didn't make the tackle. And Shell went for another 7 yards, gets a first down, 1st and 10.
Shell's small, he's very quick, but one of the things that the Lancers don't seem to get his legs stopped. He always keeps moving, keeps spinning. Savage now has Scott in the backfield. Savage goes to Scott. Scott right up the middle. He gets good yardage on 1st down, a gain of about 7.
Lancer showed blitz that time with Joe Kolick and then stepped off. I thought they were going to bring the other linebacker, Bromley, in on a blitz. They played it straight. Nice hole up the middle that time for Milford Mill, and Zach Willett did a good job coming up to fill, but still, when your safety's making the tackle on first contact, there's going to be a decent gain. Sure enough, pick up a 6 for Milford Mill.
They mark him down on his knee at the Lancer 49-yard line. They have to get to the Lancer 45 for a first down. Savage with Scott in the backfield. 4 receivers split out wide. Savage goes with the quick hit outside. He hits Holmes again. Holmes spins out of a tackle. Holmes dancing his way down the sideline. Makes another Lancer miss. Finally taken out of bounds by number 79, Isaac True. 20 yards downfield. Milford Mill first down.
Wow, a lot to take from that. That's a quick hit, and Paulie was in good coverage there. Again, though, didn't make the tackle. And I'll tell you one thing that stands out at me: the biggest guy on the Linganore defense is their defensive tackle, Isaac True. He's 25 yards down on the outside, making the tackle there.
The Lancers come on the run blitz again, and this time I don't know whether that was Shell or Scott. It looks like that was Scott. He gains about 1. Shell comes back in the game to take that tailback position. And Lancer, good hit. I think it was True and Taylor down at the bottom.
Josh Taylor. So let's see what Linganore does here. So Milford Mill's inside the Linganore 30. It's 2nd and 8 at about the 27-yard line. Defense needs to get a stop and get off the field here.
They're moving Kolick around on almost every play, and they're sending him on a run blitz. This time he lines up to the left behind Taylor, and he comes again. He's into the neutral zone. They snap the ball, and they say Kolick is offside at the snap.
Yep. So in high school, as soon as you encroach, the play's dead. You can't encroach and get back. As soon as you encroach, it's dead. And Kolick was coming on the blitz. He was coming hard. He just mistimed it a little bit. So 5-yard penalty is going to move the ball down to the 22, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 4.
All right, 2nd and 4 from the 22.
Pistol formation.
Looks like Shell in the backfield with Savage. Savage takes it, goes quick outside to Holmes again. Holmes hit immediately by Albano, cleaned up by Joey Bromley. No gain on the play.
Yep, good job by Albano that time. So he made the hit, but you saw what he did. He wrapped him. Right? He wrapped him, and he wrapped him just enough. He didn't bring him down, but he didn't lose the grasp, and Joey Bromley came over and cleaned it up. Third down for Milford Mill.
3rd and 4.
You see Zach Willett, the safety, trying to get the crowd into this, trying to get everybody going here. Let's make a play. What's the defense going to do?
Tribe's out in force. We haven't given them much to cheer about today. Savage in the backfield. Hands off to Shell. Shell kicks it outside. Hit originally by Brandon Champagne. Still not down. Big Briscoe on the tackle, driving him back 20 yards. Amazingly, Shell never goes down, but he was hit at the 25, lost 2. Great pursuit by the Lancer defense, but he does not go down, Dave.
No, he doesn't. And, Brandon Champagne got him, didn't let go, swung him around again. The swinging, you got to get him down, right? You need to drive him down. Briscoe got him, swung him. They swung him back a full 10 yards, and the refs didn't blow the whistle, but, it goes to forward progress, so it's going to be 4th down and about 7 at the 25-yard line of the Lancers. Offense stays on, Mike.
Shell in the backfield with Savage.
Big play here.
Ombase at the top of the field. 4th and 7. This could be a major turn in the game.
Trips.
Savage is rolling right, looking to pass. Briscoe knocks it down, knocks the quarterback down. Turnover on downs. Lancers first down.
Big Trey Briscoe coming up with a huge play. That is a big man that just got in the face of quarterback Savage, knocked that ball down. Maybe that's the spark that this Lancer team's looking for. Excellent play by number 78, Trey Briscoe.
6:28 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Lancers down by 2 scores. They're at the ball, Dave. They, like we said at the beginning of that first half, they ended the first half. Their drive, they went quick.
So Linganore comes back out in the same offensive set to open the 3rd quarter that they ended the 2nd quarter with.
Hand off to Butler. Butler
there you go.
Davon Butler to the 40, 45, 50, 45 of Milford Mill down to the 38 of Milford Mill. 1st and 10 Lancers from the Miller 38.
That's Linganore power football right there. They come out in the eye. They run the 38 or 37 Ted. Put the fullback in the hole. Block down on tight end, and nice hole for Butler. Big gain.
Lancers back under the ball. Ball back in play. Lay under center. He's got Bruscia and Butler. Fakes to Butler this time. He's looking down the middle of the Kolick.
Had a hold, and they didn't call it.
Oh,
wow.
boy, a lot of contact downfield.
Wow.
Fans on both sides screaming whether or not there was an offensive pass interference against Kolick or a hold against number 22 for Milford Mill, who was in coverage there.
That was Octavius Strong, and boy, I'll tell you what, there was a lot of contact. I'm surprised nobody was called on that. It looked like Milford Mill player was holding Kolick.
2nd and 10, Lancers, Milford Mill 37. Lay under center. He goes to Butler. Butler hits the hole pretty hard. Butler's still going. Gains about 2. Down to about the 36.
So Linganore's going back to that straight power football. That's the 36, probably 36 Dave that they call that. That's pretty much straight ahead blocking for the Lancers. Pickup of about 2.
3rd and 8 for the Lancers. 5:50 remaining here in the third quarter. Brusha goes out. Coming in the game is number 8. I believe that's James Casper. James Casper coming in. So Schiller and Flower split out on the short side of the field. Casper on the wide side.
Watch Kolick, the tight end, dragging here.
Lay.
Nope. Keep man.
He's got 3 guys in. He goes to Butler. Butler out of the backfield. Complete to Davon Butler. Butler down to the 20-yard line. The ball's on the ground, it looks like.
They're going to call it down.
They're stopping the clock. They're saying he was down. The referee on the near side, down at the 21. We're looking at the replay. Butler with a nice catch coming down. Lancers might have got away with one there, Dave. Looks like that ball was out.
Yeah, making the tackle there was Jordan Morant, number 5, and it looked like that might have been a fumble, but the Lancers got the call.
Butler running right, this time hitting the backfield by number 5.
That's Morant again. Morant just made that tackle on that first down gain, and he sniffed that out. He shot through a gap and picked up a